Hello, scale model builders. Alrighty, this week, seeing as we got the new month in, we have issue 41 of the Build Your Own Star Wars X-Wing. Alright, and we have assembling the engine. And apparently they have an article in here, creating a starship fleet, the Headhunters. Alrighty, so we are going to be doing a little bit more work with the third wing. Okay, so lower starboard engine. This issue includes components to start assembling the internals of the engine fitted to the lower starboard wing. You also have 4 parts to make the lower engine casing, which includes 2 hinged doors that cover the retractable landing gear. So, go for that, and we have this week's parts right here. We're just going to go ahead and open this up. Alright, and that is everything in the baggie. Alright, we got the 2 doors right there. Got some XW06 screws. And then we have all the other little bits and pieces right here. Alright, so assembling the engine. Okay, so that is 12 steps. Installing the engine is 9 steps, and then fitting the doors is 16 steps. So this is going to be a bit of a long video here. I'm just trying to make sure everything's out of the way and try to keep the book in front of me. Alright, so alright. And I'll bring in the inner half of that wing right there. Okay, assembling the engine. All the parts provided are held together by push-fitting the pins into their sockets. Make sure that you fit the retro thrust nozzle into the engine casing the right way round. Alright, so we got these 2 pieces right here. Alright, so let's find out which way around they go. Alright. Alright, so if I go by what the pictures are showing, it's supposed to go in this way. So that way the notch faces these 2 slots right in here. And another good way to figure it out is right up in here. You'll have spots right in that piece to actually go around these posts. Alright, so there we have that. And then we take this piece, which is the upper shroud, and then we take the gyro cone halves. Actually, no, not that piece. The horizontal vane. Sorry. We take the horizontal vane. I'm skipping ahead in pictures here. Alright. Alright, so you want to take the part of the cone that has the pins on it, and it goes on the side that has the indentations from the molding. Alright. And this will just get pushed through like that. So that way the pins are facing out. And then we put the other half on, and we just squeeze all that together. Alright, so far that brings us up to stage 9. And then which we take this piece, and this is the cooling vane right here, and you want to take the side with the longer post, which will go into here. Which apparently doesn't want to go in for me. Oh, jeez. Yeah, there we go. Alright, so we got that in. Okay. And now we can take the shroud and we can put it in. Goes down the 2 lower holes. If I can get that lined up properly here. Yeah, okay. So you'll actually want this going on facing the opposite direction of the cooling vane right there, so that way it looks like this. And well, it's alright. It'll be straightened out a little bit more when that actually gets put into place properly. Alright, and that brings us up to the last step for that. Alright. Now we are installing where it says installing the engine. Alright, so now you can fit the engine assembly onto the engine mount from stage 40 to complete the circular casing at the front of the wing. Okay. Alright, so we just need this and this, and alright, so we just make sure that we get this piece put into where the slits are, and make sure it's lined up, which it is. And this cover right here is up to step 4, and we are just gonna put this down onto here, and we will have to make sure that, let's see if we see it, that this post on this side goes into a little notch right in there. You can see where the light is shining off of it. So just want to push that back into that post right there. Alright. Okay, and that so far brings us up to step 7, and we use 2 of the XW06 screws to secure this in place. Now, just getting these out of the baggie. They actually provide quite a bit of screws in this issue. Feel just one of them rolled off here. All right, and then we just take the first screw. All right. Oh, I'm gonna have to use the regular screwdriver for this, because these screws are going down into that hole right there and in that hole right there. All right. And now for the second one. All right. And that takes us up to the last step. So everything should be tightened down and flush. There we go. Alright, so fitting the doors. Alright. The 2 undercarriage doors pivot on projecting hinges that fit into the engine mount when closed. They complete the lower half of the engine casing. Alright. So then we take the last piece here. This is one of the engine casing pieces right here. This can only go in the one way. You got the 2 holes for the screws that match up with this, and then you got these 2 holes right here for these 2 pins. And then we just put this down into place, lining everything up. Yep, and there we go, and bumping the camera. And we use 2 screws that will go into these 2 smaller holes on the outside. Alright, let me get the screw on there. Hold that into place. Yep. Dang it. For some reason, it just does not want to stay in place there. Alright. And there's the first screw. And now the second. And then we put that right in this spot right here. Alright. And there we go. secured in place. And now we work on the doors. Alright. So now, alright, let's figure out what's what here. Thinking that maybe they're going to be using this one with this design on this side. It might not matter, but okay, hold on. Alright, so looking at it like this, skipping ahead. Okay, no, okay, so I'm going to go from this way, and it's going to be this one that has these two matching designs, like, well, actually, matching design there, and this, well, it's supposed to be like a cover plate there, but it's, you know, just the gray paint. Alright, let me just pop that down in there. Just remember, do not actually try to close this before this is popped in. You actually have to push those into place. So you just want to hold onto the door and then kind of lift and push backwards in this direction. So you want to lift and then push on it. And that'll get it to lift up a little bit, so that way you can push it backwards into that spot. And then you'll have a closing door right there. Alright, and then we take one of the plates right here. I just want to put it up over where those two pins meet. This will help secure the doors in place from popping out. Alright, and then we just come on. Yeah. Sometimes that is the only good reason to have a magnetized screwdriver in my book. A lot of times the magnetized screwdrivers I've always had, they seem to, you know, the heads don't seem to last so long on them. I'm not talking about the magnetization on it. I'm talking about, it almost seems like the metal is lower grade. At least over here. Some of the, I don't know, I guess it all depends on if you find a good screwdriver that lasts, then just keep going with it. And this screw just does not want to go down all the way. No, that doesn't. What is going on here? Well, apparently that hole was stripped before I even started screwing it. That's okay. That's perfectly okay. Alright, well, I guess we should just pop in the other door. Alright, just lift it, and push that back into place. Then we lift this, and then push that one into place. And then from this point, you can actually close the doors. Push those down into their little locking slits in there. Alright, take the other cover. Right there. 2 more screws. And then go ahead and get these into place. Alright, that's lined up. Alright, take the last screw. Alright, that's in place. I don't know, I'm going to try a different screw. Maybe it's the screw itself, but it's probably the hole. And that means I'll be trying the extra screw, since we do get extras in this. Well, I'm pretty sure it's the post. Either the post was formed a little bit too big, or it was not drilled down far enough. Well, I shouldn't say drilled, seeing as these are, you know, molded pieces. Something, there could have been some dust in there or something that didn't let it go down all the way, because that's as far down as that screw is going. It won't go down any further, which means it's at the bottom of that. So I'm not going to do anything to you know, antagonize that. Alright, and that actually takes us up to the last step for that. And now you'll have 2 opening doors. Or as the pictures show it, this way around in the magazine here. You see, just like that. And it says, double check that the undercarriage doors open and close smoothly. That completes the stage. So, alright, that's it. Hopefully the video wasn't too long. Alright. And that takes care of issue 41. Alright. So, as someone has pointed out to me, they no longer, for some reason, the X-Wing, they're not putting this on the back side of the magazine. They just have the artwork there. So as I tried to not get any of the pictures that are next to this in the screen, issue 42, TIE Fighter Concept and Design, John Dutch Vander defending Base 1, and engine assembly plus engine casing and components. So that's what's going to be on there for the next X-Wing issue. So, until issue 42 of Build Your Own X-Wing, or until the next Build Your Own R2-D2, or until I have another video out for my own personal mods for the Eagle Moss Build Your Own Back to the Future DeLorean. Thanks for watching Brian's Builds.